Jennifer Walters is a talented lawyer, and now she's working on a new case against GLK&H. She rehearses her closing argument speech before the performance at court. Her best friend and optimistic paralegal Nikki supports her and wishes her good luck. And just in case of something, she advises to show them the Hulk thing. Yes, we almost forgot the most important thing. Jennifer Walters is the Hulk. So how did it happen? A few months ago, Jen was on a road trip with her cousin Bruce Banner. Yes, Bruce the Hulk Banner. Gossiping about Captain America's virginity, they unexpectedly run into a spaceship and get into a car accident. When she pulled Bruce out of the overturned car, his blood got on the wounds on her arm. And bam! Jen has turned into a huge green monster. In the morning, Jennifer wakes up in a cozy beach house, Bruce Banner's hideout. He explains to her that now she's Hulk, just like him. There is no cure or fix for this. From now on, she will have to change her lifestyle, avoid conflict and stressful situations. Doubtful advice for a practicing lawyer. During the experiments, they discovered that even while being Hulk, Jennifer remains conscious. She thinks and speaks in a normal way. Bruce teaches Jen how to Hulk. They try yoga, meditation, and other ways to stay calm. Actually, they're just having a good time. Jennifer learns the pros and cons of her new condition. For example, now she can drink an incredible amount of alcohol. But Bruce didn't warn her about a terrible hangover. Jennifer can't wait to get back to her old life. She has learned to transform into the Hulk and back and intends to return to LA. Bruce says that now she's not only a lawyer, but also a superhero. But Jennifer doesn't want to be a superhero at all. She says that she wants to help people in the way she has always wanted. It even comes to a fight, but at the end, the cousins reconcile and Jen finally returns to LA. Back to reality. Walters heads to the court. Her closing argument is interrupted by an explosion. Well, a very weird woman broke the wall and burst into the hall. There is panic and chaos in the court. Nikki encourages Jen to save people and do her thing. She turns into the Hulk and defeats the villainess. Thanks to Nikki, she managed to save Jen's shoes. Now She-Hulk is ready to finish her closing argument. The incident in the court becomes a sensation. Titania, an influencer with superpowers, is now in custody. Everyone is also discussing the new superhero, Jennifer Walters, the She-Hulk. Jennifer spends the evening at a bar with her friend Nikki and other colleagues. The boss tells her that due to the incident, GLK&H has filed an appeal, and he fires her because of that. Jen is depressed. She can't find a new job. Nobody needs a lawyer who can become a huge green monster in the court. Another family dinner turned into a complete disaster. Poor Jen. Now she just needs to move on. Walters drowns her sorrows in alcohol when meets Mr. Holloway from GLK&H. He offers her a job and even allows to bring her assistant Nikki with her. Jen Walters is back, baby. Now she has to become the head of the superhuman law division and work as She-Hulk full-time. Jen's first case is a petition for the release of Emil Blonsky, aka the Abomination, from an ultra-high security prison. But in the past, Blonsky tried to kill Jen's cousin Bruce. That's a bummer. After meeting Abomination in prison, Jen realizes that he is not as clear a villain as she imagined him to be. After a conversation with Bruce, Jen agrees to work for Emil Blonsky. But wait! Turning on the TV, Jen finds out that the Abomination has escaped from prison. Oh, this sucks. The Abomination is back in jail and Jen comes to talk to him. She finds out that he was forced to leave the prison by the Sorcerer Supreme Wong. Now Jen really needs to find him. Walters is now a public figure and the office is bombarded with calls asking for interviews. Nikki tries to convince Jen that it's time for her to show her voice and speak up. Mr. Holloway calls Jen to his office. There she sees her frenemy Dennis Bukovsky from the DA's office. He needs help with a rather delicate problem. He intends to sue his elf girlfriend from Asgard. She took on the guise of the famous rapper Megan Thee Stallion and scammed him for a bunch of money. Spoiler, the guys will win the case with Jen. The conversation is interrupted by the spectacular appearance of Wong. The wizard confirms Emil's version. He really got him out of jail for his own purposes. Jen asks him to repeat this information at the hearing. Who could have expected that the man who controls space and time could be late? Wong does not appear at the hearing, and Jennifer has to give the word to Emil Blonsky himself and the witnesses who tell that he really has changed for the better. The only thing missing is Wong's story. Finally, he appears. His arguments are convincing, but the commission still hesitates. Emil Blonsky takes an initiative. He turns into an abomination to demonstrate his self-control. As a result, the commission decides to release Emil, and Jennifer finally decides to show her voice and speak in a news program. Well done! On the way home, a gang of petty hooligans tries to attack Jen. Looks like someone sent them. Who could it be? Don't forget the post-credits scene. Donnie Blaze is a loser magician who was expelled from Kamar Touch. As a result of a failed trick, he accidentally sends an audience member named Madison to another dimension. There, she makes a bloody deal with some demon and returns back, but appears on the sofa of the supreme magician Wong. Wong is furious and wants to punish Donnie Blaze for his careless use of magic. Jennifer Walters creates an account on a dating app. Wong shows up at her office and asks her for help. Using Donnie Blaze as an example, he wants to prove that no one should use magic without a license. Jennifer and Wong tell Blaze to stop using magical arts. Donnie is acting like a jerk, and Jennifer says that their next conversation will be in court. Jen's personal life is a fiasco. Dates with guys from the app are simply a failure. Maybe creating an account for She-Hulk isn't such a bad idea. In court, Walters and Wong try to prove to the judge that the careless use of magic can lead to irreparable consequences. Wong calls Madison as a witness. The girl tells about her deal with a demon named Jake. Unfortunately, her story did not impress the judge. The case is delayed, and Donnie is free to use magic. Jennifer still creates an account for She-Hulk, and matches come one after another. Looks like she even found a cool guy. Meanwhile, another Donnie Blaze's magical performance turns into disaster. A horde of demons comes to us from another dimension. Blaze is forced to ask Wong for help. Jennifer's date is amazing, until Wong shows up and takes her to fight the demons. Together they quickly solve the problem. I think now Donnie Blaze will definitely sign an agreement. Jennifer comes home and has a great time with her date. In the morning, she learns about Titania's release. Right after, she receives papers from Titania Worldwide. Jennifer is being sued for using the She-Hulk name. It turns out that Titania trademarked it first. Is Jen in trouble now? Superpowered influencer Titania has launched a new line of cosmetics called She-Hulk. Jennifer and Nikki come to the presentation of her products to talk, but Titania refuses to withdraw the lawsuit and just laughs at Jen. Walters is outraged. But what can she do? Mr. Holloway tells Jennifer to deal with her problems as soon as possible and assigns her a lawyer, Mallory Book. They are going to countersue Titania. The first hearing didn't go well, and Jen really needs a new style to look good on the court. Luckily, Nikki can help her with that. They manage to order a suit from Luke Jacobson, an exclusive tailor for superheroes. At work, Jen meets one of her failed dates, Todd, who is a client of the company. It reminds Walters of the She-Hulk account on the dating app. This will help win the case. All Jen's dates come to court for the second hearing. They confirm that she is the real She-Hulk. Jen won the case. Titania is pissed off. Looks like Jennifer has made a new enemy and found a new friend in Mallory Book. But what about the makeover? Luke certainly did something amazing. Hope we'll see it in the next episode. An old school friend, Lulu, invites Jen to be a bridesmaid for her wedding. In the new Luke Jacobson dress, Walters makes a very impressive appearance. It seems that everyone likes it, except for the bride. The point is, Lulu invited Jennifer, not She-Hulk. Jen returned to her normal form. Meanwhile, Nikki Ramos is forced to help Mallory Book with Mr. Immortal's divorce case. An eccentric man prefers to kill himself over and over again in order to end an unfinished relationship. Now a dozen of his ex-wives and husbands are demanding justice. Looks like the wedding couldn't get any worse, with everything around Jen reminding her of her own loneliness. But here comes Titania. It's just unbearable. Jennifer walks out to calm down and meets the cute guy Josh. Well, at least something good at this wedding. Nikki helps Mallory win the Mr. Immortal's case. She managed to achieve suitable compensation for each of the former soulmates. Mallory is impressed. When Jennifer finally starts to have a good time with Josh, Titania attacks her. I knew she was up to something. Jen has to become She-Hulk and make a show. Of course, Walters wins. Everyone is delighted, even the bride. Nikki and Mallory discover the Intelligentsia online resource, which seems to be full of She-Hulk haters. What if Jen is in danger? It seems that Jennifer's personal life is finally getting better. She's going on a date with Josh. The guys are having a great time together. Maybe Josh is the one who likes the real Jen Walters. Their relationship develops quite rapidly. Looks like Jennifer is falling in love. They spend an amazing night together. What's next? Jennifer is nominated for Female Lawyer of the Year. That means she and Nikki will have to go to the gala. But right now, Jen is more worried about Josh not responding to her messages. Days pass and he is still silent. What does it mean? Is she being ghosted? On a Sunday morning, Jen gets a call from Chuck, Emil Blonsky's parole officer. He needs to check a strange activity on Emil's inhibitor. Chuck wants Jennifer to escort him to the farm in case She-Hulk is needed. As it turns out, Emil just got a jolt from an electric fence earlier because his favorite chicken, Princess Silk Feather, was stuck. Chuck recalibrates the inhibitor and leaves. On the way to her car, Jen sees it totally smashed by two weirdos. Manbull and El Aguila are working through their resentments in a safe environment of Emil's farm. So Blonsky is running some sort of retreat for humans with superpowers. The truck won't arrive until the evening, so Jennifer has to spend the whole day at Emil Blonsky's farm. Without any cell reception here. At a group meeting, Walters notices a man from the gang which recently attacked her. An outburst of rage leads to Emil forcing Jen to join group therapy. She shares her feelings about Josh. The guys help her accept the situation. Jennifer is getting much better. She has a good time and goes home in the evening. So what happened to Josh anyway? We see a flashback of what happened 3 days ago. At night, while Jen is sleeping, Josh hacks into her phone and sends someone a very cryptic message. Is he a villain? Jennifer is working on a new case. Her client is an unlucky superhero named Leapfrog. Dysfunctions in his suit resulted in third-degree burns. Now he wants compensation for his moral and physical damage. But he is going to sue Luke Jacobson, the only designer who can make a gala dress for Jen. Looks like a conflict of interests. Mr. Holloway advises Jen to come to an agreement with Luke Jacobson to avoid trial, but he doesn't want to hear anything. Even worse, Luke destroys Jen's gala dress. Now Walters is ready to destroy him. Guess who represents Jacobson in court? Matthew Murdick, a brilliant lawyer, completely crushes Jen's strategy. Plus, it turns out that Leapfrog broke his suit himself. He used the wrong fuel. Jen tries to apologize to Luke, but unsuccessfully. She's blacklisted now. In the evening, Jen meets Matt Murdick in the bar. He makes a peace offering, buys her an apple tini. They have a nice small talk. Matthew loves that Jen is trying to help people and make the world a little better. He seems to be a very nice guy. At night, Leapfrog calls Jen and asks for help. Someone attacked him. It's time for She-Hulk to put on her superhero suit. She arrives on time. The Daredevil is attacking Leapfrog. A fight breaks out between She-Hulk and Daredevil. After defeating the enemy, Jen takes off his mask and sees Matt. It turns out that Leapfrog is the villain. He kidnapped Luke Jacobson. The guys go on a rescue mission. They sneak into Leap's secret place, beat up his allies, and free Luke Jacobson. Jen is forgiven and he will make her gala dress. And bonus, Jen has an amazing night with Daredevil. The next evening, Jennifer and Nikki attend the gala. Whoa, She-Hulk looks amazing in her new dress. And Female Lawyer of the Year award goes to Jennifer She-Hulk Walters. And 6 more candidates? The performance is interrupted by a hacker attack of the Intelligentsia. On a huge screen, they show all Jen's personal data from her phone and include her sex tape with Josh. Jan goes berserk and crushes everything around her. Just a disaster. Jennifer wakes up in a cage. Nikki, Pug and Mallory visit and try to cheer her up. Mallory says that Jan is in huge trouble after what happened at the Gala. She has an offer for a plea deal. The DA won't press any charges related to an incident if Walters wears an inhibitor. She won't be able to transform into Hulk form anymore. Jan agrees. Also, she has to quit her work at GLK&H. She moves back to her parents' house. Walters starts her own investigation. Jennifer wants to find the admin and other members of Intelligentsia and destroy them. Legally, of course. She really needs to get justice for what's happened. Jan texts Emil Blonsky. She wants to spend a couple of days at his superhero retreat. When Walters comes to the place, she can't find Emil. Someone says that he might be down in the lodge. Nikki manages to DM Halkin, the admin of Intelligentsia. He offers her to attend a secret event. But the point is, this party is only for dudes. She asks Pug for help. He has to attend the meeting and find out all about these trolls. What a surprise! Pug meets Todd Phelps. He is hulking. Todd created Intelligentsia to prove that women can be superheroes. At today's meeting they have a very special speaker. And it's the Abomination. He is giving a very inspiring speech, and right at that moment Jennifer walks into the lodge. At first she doesn't understand what's going on. But Pug and Nikki tell her the truth about Todd and Intelligentsia. Halkin also has something to say. He tells Jan that he hired Josh to seduce her and steal her blood. Todd synthesized it and used it to get all the powers of Hulk. He makes an injection right on stage and starts transforming into a huge green monster. And like it's not already messy enough, Titania breaks into the lodge. Does she ever use a door? Todd attacks Jan, but the Abomination saves her. One more guest. Meet Bruce the Hulk Banner. The story completely goes out of control. So Jan breaks the fourth wall and meets She-Hulk show creator Kevin. Knowledge-enhanced visual interconnectivity nexus. They have a conversation full of spoilers about future Marvel projects, and she asks him to erase some storylines of this episode. The one with Bruce Banner and the other with Todd becoming the Hulk. Jan goes back to the show. She sees Titania, Todd Phelps, and a bunch of people from the police. Jan tells Todd that they will meet in court. Another surprise, the one that Jennifer really wanted. Daredevil comes to rescue her. A little bit too late. She has already saved the day. She takes him to a family dinner. Her parents really like Matthew Murdick, and the guys have a very good time. Bruce Banner also attends the party. He also brings his son, Scar. After everything that happened, Jennifer Walters has been cleared of her previous conviction. Watch out, villains. The difficult diva of law is coming for you.